be physical, but it could also be small things that could kind of mess with someone's mind.
Someone was just repeatedly saying unkind things and just being really horrible to me day in, day out.
People would make fun of things about you that you couldn't change. So then you think that there's something wrong with you when really there's something wrong with them.
I experienced cyberbullying over social media. I got a message one day from someone completely anonymously that was essentially threatening quite a lot of things to me. Most importantly was I am transgender, and they were threatening to out me to my entire school.
I used to go to this school where I was one of the only black people there, and there was these group of girls. Some of them would act really weird around me, and I never used to know why. And then one day, when I asked to hang out with them, they said, when you paint your skin the same colours as ours, then we'll be your friend.
I was terrified waking up one day and finding out that absolutely everyone knew about this side of myself that I hadn't even begun to process myself. I genuinely don't know what I would have done in that situation, and I kept it down for 2-3 years.
It just didn't stop, and I just unfortunately learned to cope with it, and it did affect me really badly.
It plays in your mind, and even when you go home, like, it almost feels like when they go home, they just continue with their life, but when you go home, it still affects you and plays on your mind.
Not actually quite sure why I didn't tell anyone. I thought it would make the situation worse, and it would just keep carrying on. There would have been no benefit to it.
When you're being treated that way, I think it's easy to overthink a lot of things. Like, you think about the worst thing that could possibly happen, like maybe deep down scared of what they could do and their effect on my life.
I remember one of my teachers came up to me and was like, "We're starting an anti-bullying club, you know, do you want to join?" And it was only then that I realised that actually, you know, this isn't a bad thing. I don't need to repress this away. I can actually be proud of it.
One of my friends realised and mentioned it to me. I was like, yes, that is actually the case. So I then decided to let my parents know. I felt quite relieved because I was able to just get it off my chest.
Well, I say that, like, no one is really ever born brave. You have to... It's a reaction to outside circumstances. If you're not really brave, it's just about almost faking it. Like, I'm not the most extroverted person, but if you act confident, then you're kind of beating them at their own game.
It's funny, actually, because I was in the car with my mum when I told her. I think I remember it better than I remember actually coming out to my mum, because I think it meant more to me than having my mum know about my gender, which sounds a bit mental now I say it out loud. And then I think it was sort of an hour or so later when I remember thinking, you know, oh my God, I've actually just told someone. I had absolutely no need to keep that to myself, really.
You should never feel upset or hurt by anyone else's actions. You just need to be able to step up the courage to, not even a teacher, just tell a friend who can let the appropriate person know so that it can stop.
Biggest piece of advice, and the biggest thing I wish I could just tell 12-year-old me, was to just tell someone. Even if I only told them half the story, to get half the story off my chest would have been better than carrying around the weight of everything. I think just to tell anyone that will listen would have been a stepping stone that I sort of denied myself for 2 years. Even if it seems futile telling them, I promise you it is not.